Every day, women in Uzbekistan pray. In this Muslim Central Asian country, they pray for strength and guidance. They pray for economic and social stability as their country struggles through a transition period. The Soviet Union no longer exists, and Uzbekistan is now an independent country. Gone are the benefits of the Soviet system. Like their men, the women of Uzbekistan are changing their ways of life and ways of thinking. The harsh realities of independence have forced the women to find new ways of earning money and providing for their families. While prayers are comforting, the women know they must go out on their own and find a new place for themselves within their new world.
There is an old Chinese proverb, to curse someone, you say, may you live in a transitional period. We are having such a hard time with this transitional period.
Женщинам, конечно, посложнее стало, потому что...
For women, it has certainly gotten harder, because the benefits that were guaranteed in Soviet times, perhaps we don't have as many today. The standard of living has changed. It's gotten more difficult. One needs to search where to earn money, find your niche and live within this niche. For those who weren't self-dependent, it was much easier in that system. The government kept spoon-feeding and they didn't die of hunger. For those people, it's hard, but for those who are gutsy and have incentives, it's probably easier now.
У нас самый большой дефицит времени сейчас.
Our biggest deficit now is time. I can't say I have more money now, but I have a complete deficit of time. I have a nostalgia for the old times, because we didn't have this intense lifestyle.
Moods lighten in preparation for Independence Day on September 1st. Banners hang from buildings, and all over the country, children rehearse for upcoming festivities.
What's good now is that we've been opened up to the whole world. We've established connections, and many countries have recognized Uzbekistan. In the past, we were regarded en masse as Soviet people, of which primarily the Russians were recognized. Now, Uzbekistan is known to the world. Another good aspect of our independence is our rebirth, a rebirth of our nationality, our heritage, our language, our history. Maybe everyone blamed Gorbachev for breaking up the Soviet Union and making all the governments independent. But I think we have now essentially become democratic. You certainly can say what you want. And I think the younger generation has become more democratic and much freer. With the transition from the Soviet system to the present independent government, there's been a flourishing of our national folk arts and crafts. They have increased tremendously. In the past, it was forbidden to celebrate our national holidays. It was strictly forbidden. Now, all our national holidays are celebrated. They are so festive and colorful. Many women are starting their own embroidery businesses. In the past, they may have worked secretly at home, and it was allowed only in the government-authorized factories to do such work. Now every housewife can work at this. Sew and sell. It's your own concern. In the past, it was forbidden to have your own enterprise. Now, a woman, if she has the opportunity, can open her own business. She can work and not be criticized for this. In the past, this was completely forbidden. It was a serious offense to run your own business. Now, on every corner, there is a private enterprise, a private business, and people are left alone to work.
Рыночная экономика, капитализм будем так называть, да, грубо.
The market economy, capitalism so to speak, has its own good qualities, but there were fantastic benefits under the socialist system. There were always exact deliveries of goods, there were always exact prices, the system worked. Then suddenly, in 3 days, it was all broken and brought to ruin. That's it. We became independent and all the problems suddenly crashed down on us. The banking systems, the financial institutions, the maintenance of the infrastructure, the maintenance of factories, it's all very complicated. With the ties broken, with the other republics and with Russia, many of our factories which functioned for export or which produced parts for their factories stopped operating or are being used for other purposes. As a result, many people are unemployed or trying to find different work. So in the material sense, it's gotten very difficult.
Другие формы работы. В материальном плане некоторые стало трудно.
Under Soviet times, we had strong social security. Now, with the transitional economy, the government can't provide the same widespread social assistance. The assistance has diminished so much that it's almost of no help at all. People became accustomed to receiving regular paychecks, whether they worked or not. Their pay accumulated, they lived off this and were content. Now people understand that to earn money, they need to work. Now without money, they won't be able to live. What's occurring in Uzbekistan, in Bukhara, everyone jokes about the matriarchy, where not the man is providing for the family, but the woman. In Bukhara, for example, many women are working at what they call business. They travel to Iran, the Arab Emirates, to buy goods for resale and earn some money. In the past, it was an embarrassment and not considered prestigious to do such work. Now, any form of labor, if it pays, is looked upon differently. The psychology of men is entirely different from women's. They have fragile egos and are unwilling to do work that doesn't suit them. They are very proud, and this often results in men not working. Instead, they'll stay home to look after the children while the woman works. She can work at business, she can work as a street sweeper, a night watchman, whatever is available, as long as it feeds and clothes her children. There are instances where a man, as the head of the family, can't provide for his children. They end their lives with suicide. In the past, such occurrences were rarely heard of. Now we hear of more of such events, primarily as a result of the men's inability to feed their families. The transitional period is deeply affecting the economic and material situation. Some people are without work, laid off from their jobs, and as a result, people are trying to find ways to survive this period and to feed their families. This situation weighs heavily on a person's mind. For many women, this period is a cataclysm. It's a very difficult period. Husbands have stopped giving women money, have become more irritable. We women are learning to prepare good meals out of a small amount of groceries, how to mend old clothing. It's hard, of course. The market has its own cruelties, its own demands and burdens. We are all in shock from it for the time being. The worst of this new system is the economic instability. Everything is associated with money. There is a preoccupation with making money. Children are raised with a different attitude. Even the smallest children all want to go into business and earn big money. What I don't like is that our girls are getting married at an early age. This for us is a big minus, Maybe people are scared by the economic situation and want to marry girls off quickly so that they become the responsibility of the husband. Uzbeks host very large weddings. They throw large receptions. Many gifts are required for the bride and groom. Maybe in this economic period, parents are afraid of rising costs and decide to marry the girls off to lighten the burden.
Ранних браков было очень-очень редко.
Early marriages used to be rare. Now it's occurring more, because in films and television, they are showing foreign movies. They show erotica very openly. It's on every TV station. Children view this and are influenced. Children are growing up quickly. They imitate what they see. And so the girls are married off, so that the reputation of the parents is not ruined. In the past, a single mother could easily raise a child or two on her own. There was enough support, and she had enough money to get by. But now, no. A typical woman must now seriously think about this. Will she be able to feed her child or not? In the past, if there were 5-6 children in the average family, now the tendency has declined to 2-3. In the Muslim religion, abortions are forbidden, and in keeping with the faith, women are taught other methods of birth control. Even in the villages, less educated women are aware of birth control. They may not be taking oral contraceptives, but they know about different methods of contraception. If families had 5-6 kids in the past, now the maximum is around 3 children. Men are taking more of an interest in birth control as well. Working men know if they have many children, they may not be able to provide for them all. Outside the large cities, women don't really utilize preschools. The children are kept at home, the grandparents participate in the raising of young children, and the children help the elders. In Uzbekistan, it's a given that children will help care for their elderly parents. There may be some elderly people who have no one, and for them it's very hard. But for the most part, I think in Uzbekistan there are few abandoned elderly, not like in Russia. Social opinions are so strong that if there are children, they would never abandon their elders. It's not in our culture to abandon the elderly or leave them in nursing homes. We try to take care of our own parents. It's a national tradition. It's considered scandalous to abandon one's parents.
Пожилым это просто трагедия.
For the elderly, it's a tragedy for them now. The government attempts to provide social services for them. They get their pensions on time. We would never have the same situation as in Russia, where the pensions are delayed. They get assistance from the community centers, but nonetheless, it's still not enough to live well. It's very difficult for them. I saw an old man, shabbily dressed, wearing 5-6 medals. I realized this is one of the few things he can feel pride in. People need to have a personal identity. They need to feel pride. But how do you feel pride when you don't have your health, material security, you haven't a sound foundation? It's very difficult. I'm a registered nurse. I served 5 years in the Soviet Army. I'm a veteran of the Great War. I'm a lieutenant. Now I'm receiving a pension, 3,000 rubles. Without the use of my hands and legs, I stay in one place. I've received many medals. Even President Karimov sent me awards. The Order of Lenin, the Order of Stalin, the Order of Conscientious Worker. For the old people, all the best is in the past. Even for myself, I don't see especially bright opportunities within the next 10 years. It's 10 minutes to 11. Let's move on to the third question. What do we have to offer the stores?
Вот я сейчас вообще-то работаю, будем говорить, на свое будущее.
I presently work for the future. I want to set up this business for my granddaughter. She is my first one. I'm working to create a base for her. For myself, I'm wearing myself out. By Wednesday, I'd like you to provide a listing of the items we have for the stores. I need a list of items and showing the ingredients.
Настолько тяжело, что
It's hard that I don't have a spare minute for myself, not even from my thoughts. This needs to be done, this wasn't done. I'm cooking meat and I think about work. I'm ironing and thinking how something should have been done. In other words, there is not a minute of free time. We need to indicate what we have and what we plan to have.
когда я была в советской власти, при советской власти, я
During Soviet times, I went weekly to the beauty salon, I went to the hair salon, I vacationed, I rested, I flew to Moscow. Everything was inexpensive and accessible. I had time. Now I'm the boss and I can't find the time.
Я сама себе хозяйка, но я не могу вырваться. Дело в том, что, Сергей, все равно в Японии
Labor is more expensive in Japan than Uzbekistan. It's in their interest to export these items from here.
Поэтому я вспоминаю с
I
большим
only
теплом
remember
свое
my
прошлое,
past
с
with
большим
much
теплом.
fondness.
Я жалею только
I
об
just
одном.
regret
Понимаете,
one
что
thing.
если бы
Had
эта
all this
перестройка была
perestroika occurred when I was 25 years old, I'd have moved mountains.
Наверное, очень многие слышали про ислам, и все-таки наша страна, она мусульманская страна, и 91-92
Our country is a Muslim country. Back in 1991-92, there were big problems with Islam with relation to Iran. I'm grateful to our President Karimov. When we began feeling this Islamic invasion, the president declared such Islamic fundamentalism would not be allowed in Uzbekistan. I'm grateful for his correct politics, correct supervision, economic policies, and forbidding of Islamic fundamentalism. As a result, our women have obtained economic independence, political independence, and that our women are very liberated, very contemporary.
Очень раскованные, они очень современные. женщина занимается бизнесом, это
When a woman works, it's of more benefit to the family, because the money she earns is brought back to the family. The family becomes economically stronger, and when the family is economically stronger, the community, the city, and the country become stronger as a result.
сильные.
Я думаю, что в дальнейшем, конечно,
I think in the future, everything will work out. The economy will get better, the standard of living will improve,
уровень поднимется народа. Вот. Поэтому я считаю, что это неизбежно.
it's unavoidable.
Этого нельзя избежать.
This was all supposed to happen, and it has
В
happened.
конце концов, это должно было случиться, это случилось.
Мы все знаем, что завтра наступит.
We all know there will be a tomorrow, but what kind of tomorrow, we don't know. Let it be a cold day, let it be a day of hunger, let it be all this, but the main thing is, let it be without war. God forbid, that scares us the most. Everything else is trivial by comparison. That's how it seems to me.
Мне так кажется.